Alright, and here we are. A lovely Tuesday night. Maybe, depending on where you live. We got some DGP versus Team One Less action. We're getting ready for the start of draft on game one. Do I have that set correctly? Yes. There we go. I believe I have them on the right side. Yes, I do. Okay. Here we go. I think the teams are not quite ready to start the draft yet. And here we go. Lilia banned for DGP, not surprising. Vivian Desu, known Lilia abuser. Anivia ban, also not surprising. Experion, known Anivia abuser. It looks like they accidentally forgot to ban the third champion. Who is it supposed to be? They're saying it's supposed to be Jinx. Okay. And over on the side of Team One Less, we have Ezreal, Zoe, Aurelion, Soul bans. I know very little about Team DGP, so I don't know how relevant those bans are. I assume Team One Less has done their research. But first pick, DGP is going to lock in Smolder. Not surprising, he's a very contested pick in League in general, not just Beer League. And it looks like it's going to be the Volibear lock-in. That is going to be for You Just Got Slapped. I know he's been playing that. And I think it's a very strong meta top laner right now. And then the Thresh for Crimson Chin. He is known to play that. And the Milio Insta-Locker Return. I think I like that. Milio can kind of negate Thresh picks. And Milio, I think, is also just very solid in general. Very good team fighting support with his ultimate. And giving his ADC more range, which I think makes sense with the Smolder. And then the Swain pick. Presumably mid lane. Because I guess you could really play Swain and Smolder either bot or mid. Ooh, and then the Yasuo lock in for Team One Less. They have been known to run this Yasuo bot lane with the Wandering Monarch. It sometimes gets banned away from them. It looked like they didn't want to risk that this time, so they're going to lock it in right now. Singed ban. I had heard that the DGP top laner is a menace on Singed. So that explains that ban. And we have a Rel ban for Team DGP. That is Vivian's other main jungler, so he's going to have to branch out. Because Rel and Lily are the only junglers I've seen him play so far this season in Beer League. And then a Diana ban as well. That must also be for Vivian, because I know, obviously, Vixperion does not play Diana, so interesting. 3 bans against Vivian, and he just says, heck with it, I'll just play Hecarim. There you go. I do like the Hecarim pick here. A Yasuo can ult off of his E knockback. That could be a very powerful pick tool. There for Team 1. And the Alawi pick for DGP. The top lane to try to go up against that Volibear. I like it. I think Alawi is pretty good right now. Probably one of the few tanks that can go to, or one of the few top laners that can go toe-to-toe with Volibear. And then a Trundle pick as well. That's going to be a Trundle jungle for DGP. Interesting. And finally, the classic Victor pick for Vixperion. It's not surprising at all. I do like it against that team. I think one weakness of, so far I'm already seeing, of this DGP lineup is it's a very kiteable team. They have very little in the way of gap closers. Really nothing at all, I would say, other than Smolder's little fly thing, which if you're using that as a gap closer, man. But yeah, but as for Team 1, they only have, the only real range that they have is the Victor, and I guess the team, that could be a problem later on in the game in team fights if you just don't have enough range DPS to chew through this team over here. I think a lot of this game will really depend on how well the Yasuo Thresh bot lane does. That Yasuo bot lane tends to be a very hit or miss proposition. That kind of relies on building a lead and being aggressive in lane and getting some kills. And if he can't do that, or worse, if he loses lane, he really tends to hit like a wet noodle, in which case it makes it very, very difficult for his team. Looks like there's going to be just a little bit of a delay before the game actually gets launched here, which is okay. I see we just have a few people at the moment. Anyone here in chat, who do you like for game 1 here? I think I like Team 1. Vixperion's Victor is very, very good. And I think it's very good against this team. And I think the Volibear is also just a really, really fantastic frontline tank right now. And I expect You Just Got Slapped to do well on it. But I definitely think if this front line for 1 can't hold, then DGP is just going to absolutely run them over. So if they're able to make some plays and get a lead going, it could get to the point where they just can't, or they just run them over. I have no idea how I'll call Smolder versus Yasuo matchup. If it were me, I would send the Swain bot personally, and have the Smolder go mid against Victor. But obviously that depends on the other players knowing how to make that work, which they just might not. So we'll see. Smolder bot is definitely not a very strong laner. And that obviously makes him vulnerable to the Yasuo bot lane, which is very dangerous in an all-in. Looks like Smolder's not the easiest lane to kill, necessarily. Because of his E, he just kind of, whenever he's in danger, he just kind of scoot out of the way pretty quickly, but that doesn't mean that they won't have control of that bot lane. So I guess we'll see. I do think it's going to come very much down on the victor for Team 1 to win, to play out team fights. Just because it's really hard for any melee champ to carry in team fights, I guess, an Alawi, because you have to dive into her, and that's just really not recommended for anybody. And Vixpion is obviously a very good victor, so if anybody could do it, carrying the victor, it would be him. But it's going to be a lot of pressure on him this game. I am seeing some interesting lock-ins so far by Team DGP in terms of who's on what. It was my understanding that Gain Lanker is their jungler. He's on the Alawi. So there might be some shenanigans here. They might just trade the champions. They might all be role swapping. I really don't know what exactly is the plan here. But I guess we'll find out once we're in game. And I do enjoy doing the games live. It's fun to kind of be able to kind of watch it as it happens, but it does involve some more downtime, you know, between loading and waiting for teams to be ready, and spectator delay and all that stuff. I still think it's worth it, but yeah. All right, we're gonna have a 3-minute. You can't see it, but there's about a 3-minute spectator delay before it's gonna let us into the game to spectate. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to the starting screen, or the starting soon screen here, and I will see you guys in 3 minutes. are in. So let me go ahead and switch over here. There we go. And I did go ahead and look at the the listed roster positions for Team DGP while we were waiting, and the only player of these 5 that's on their listed position is Moonlight on support. So I have no idea. I have no idea what they're doing. I don't know if they're styling all this or what.
A summoner has disconnected.
But let's see. Looks like the ADC for DGP, their computer's crashed. S-Talk. So they're going to be a little bit of a pause here. In terms of level 1 macro, it looks like both teams are just 5-pointing anyway, so I don't think anything was really going to happen.
A summoner has reconnected.
Oh, there he's back. S-Talk has a good computer confirmed. Yeah, according to the listing on the Beer League team roster, S-Stock is supposed to be their top laner, Ganelankers is supposed to be their jungler, and Desert Rose is supposed to, well, no, sorry. S-Stock is supposed to be their top laner, Ganelankers is supposed to be their ADC, Desert Rose is supposed to be their mid laner, and Blue Metal is supposed to be their jungler. But as you can see, they're all doing whatever the hell they want over here. Roles were just a suggestion. I'm not sure why we're still waiting here. I guess he must not be as reconnected as we thought. Am I actually allowed to type in chat? I actually don't know. I don't know if spectators are allowed to be in the chat. Does that even work? No, it doesn't look like I can type in chat. Alright, interesting. Looks like the teams are having a little bit of fun in chat there while they're waiting.
A summoner has reconnected.
Well, now it says reconnected again. Let's see if it's for real this time. I am hoping that this pause does not go on as long as it did in my last game. We ended up having to wait for a good 12 minutes. Oh, here we go. All right. S-Talk is here. He's bought his Doran's Blade, and he's heading to lane. Looks like Team 1 is going to be a little cheeky. Try to sneak in and get an invade here. Uh-oh. Did the spectator just crash? Oh, nope, there it goes.
Minions have spawned.
Okay. I'm slightly concerned that the replay for the spectator is going to crash at some point, but if that happens, we'll deal with it. Looks like both junglers are going to start their bot side buff, have their bot lane leash for them. Pretty typical stuff. Crimson Chin using his hook, level 1 to leech. I'm not sure if I like that. With how your mana pool's kind of limited early on. I don't think I like. I mean, it's probably fine, but I don't know how much it helps, and I don't know if you wanna use your mana like that. But that's okay. Ooh, and then you just got slapped as playing really aggressive so far on the Logran lane. He's not content to sit back. He wants to try to win his lane. He does have Ghost instead of Flash on Volibear, and the Swain has Ghost instead of Flash as well, which is kind of interesting. Looks like both junglers are basically playing full clear, although Hecarim is a considerable bit ahead right now. Oh yeah. Look like all the lanes so far are pretty scrappy. Mid lane especially, which is not surprising. Experion is known to be a very aggressive laner. If you are the... Ooh, nice hook by the Thresh here. He's going to be able to flay the Milio in, but I think, yeah, he's going to be able to get out just fine. Kind of interesting that the Thresh here took Exhaust instead of TP, or not TP, Ignite. I think he gives a lot of kill pressure they don't have right now. So it looks like there's a fight breaking out here in the river. Looks like all three members of one are going to get there first. They're going to be able to take down the Volibear before the rest of Team DGP were able to converge on the play. So well done to Team 1. Ooh, and they're able to catch up the Milio again, who just does come down. But that's a cooldown you should have saved, that thing. There's no way you're getting out of this, barring some sort of miracle. The Trundle was there, but I just don't think there's any way. Just save your sums, or save your exhaust. You've already made the mistake. Don't need to compound it by wasting big cooldowns. So well done to Team 1's bot lane so far. That is indeed how they need to play this. Aggressive, get some kills. Ooh, and they land the hook on the Smolder, but they're not really going to be able to follow up on it. And yeah, the Trundle is still down here messing around. I don't know what he expects to really do. He does get a nice pillar here to kind of trap the Thresh. But I think the are going to be able to just walk out of here. Actually, the Thresh is going to be able to Lantern in the Hecarim, but he unfortunately does not see the Lantern and instead uses his E. They are getting a fight here, though. I'm not sure they're going to be able to finish anybody off here. No. Unfortunately, the Hecarim did not see the Thresh Lantern there, so he actually just ended up running in. Still ended up being a decent gank, but they might have been able to get a kill if the Hecarim to be able to get in there just a little bit faster. They are going to be able to translate this into a dragon, though. Crimson Chin needs to be careful here. He's a little low. He's taking damage from that dragon. And yes, they do indeed get the dragon. Well done to them. All right. It looks like they're getting another gank on the Swain here. He is level 6 though, whereas both of these guys are level 5, so I think he's going to be able to force them to back off. And yes, he is. Neil's going for the ulti there. Might have been afraid. He was about to be all in, decided to ult kind of in self-defense there. Understandable. Ooh. unfortunately, the Volibear realizes that now the Alloy is down, he might have the opportunity here. Now getting hit by that E might have made it too hard, although he does have the Hecarim coming in, able to help finish up the kill. So he knew it was coming. He made the right call. Well done. Very good map presence so far by Vivian on the Hecarim, which is not surprising. Hecarim's pretty good at getting around. I find it interesting. He has the Conquer on Hecarim. That is a very I mean, maybe that's the meta again now, but I remember this was the thing on Hecarim for a long, long time, but I can't remember the last time I actually saw this, so that's very interesting. What if he's going some sort of more like Bruiser Hecarim build compared to the more AD heavy ones that you usually see? And Team 1 is able to translate that successful gank top into a Void Grub here, so well done for them. So far, other than the ganks, I mean, it's been very even so far. I mean, look at them. Every CS across the map is within 10 of each other. So the lanes themselves seem pretty evenly matched. It's just that Hecarim's been a lot more effective at actually making plays, which is not surprising. Hecarim is definitely a much better ganker than Trundle. Although Trundle is moving on this bot lane, he knows the vision's clear because of this pink ward here. He's going out here. He is going to find this pink ward, but he is also going to be spotted by Hecarim, who I don't believe was seen yet. So he might be able to sneak in here. Ooh, the Thresh is able to land up on the Thunder, follows it up with the Owl ulti, and then Smolder's mother gets his hearing damage. And they're able to chase down the Trundle here. They're taking a lot of damage in return. It looks like Vivian has to ult on away, but he ults right this way and ends up going down anyway. Thresh is going to play to this box to try to escape, but he's also going to go down to the Swain. And Yasuo is kind of able to sneak around the back there and escape, but fantastic roam there by Blue Metal and the Swain to kind of salvage that play for Team DGP. It looks like they might be trying to turn something here, but he's going to get Millie over to help, and I'm not sure if the Yasuo and the Swain win this, or Yasuo and the Victor win this, maybe. The Victor is pretty low on mana here. I think they're just going to be able to force retreat. Wonder how many grumps that Smolder could eat. According to his voice clips, apparently quite a lot. That's what I've heard anyway. He talks about it a few different times, I think. Looks like Vivian is going to go for another gank on the top lane here. The Alawi does flash. That is going to be enough to dissuade them from continuing the gank. Top tier casting. Thank you. I try to keep up on... You fight those as Alawi? You know, I thought about that. I considered it. But this Volibear is already really strong. Maybe could have won it. But, yeah. Yeah, you might have been right. It might have just been better to, I guess maybe he didn't have ulti? Yeah, it looks like his ulti's on cooldown right now, so he must have used it a while ago, so that's probably why he chose not to fight it. Ooh, and the Yasuo was able to catch out the Smolder here, but doesn't really have any follow-ups, so he's just going to have to back off. Volibear is going to TP back top now. We've got Grubs coming up again in a minute, and then we got Ocean Dragon coming up in 10 seconds here. It looks like Team 1 bot lane is already moving into position, as is their jungler. The Swain is kind of getting pushed in a little bit here, though. You might need some help in order to be able to get away from this mid lane, but it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Bot lane's going to do a little cameo appearance mid to gain prio for mid, so that Victor can then walk over to the dragon if necessary. Although I'm not sure... DGP does not have vision on this. I'm not sure... Yeah, obviously they see it now. But they're not going to be able to really contest it. So yeah, down goes the second dragon. Good job. Well done for one less. Excellent Team 5 macro for them, as they usually do. And it looks like, yeah, just because of that that interference, the the Victor was able to get a lot of pressure on mid and really kind of chunk out this Swain and force him to back. And this Swain doesn't have TP, so he's going to have to walk back. So he's going to miss on a decent amount of minions here. And it looks like, yes, Hecarim went straight for the grubs on spawn. And he's going to be able to get those easily, so that's going to be all 6 grubs for Team 1. So well done to them. So far, Team 1 has been very, very in control so far this game. Just not only in terms of getting ganks off, but for the objectives as well. So well done to them. Looks like a bot fight would be breaking on the bottom here and in the mid lane. It looks like they tried to do an all-in on the Milia board, weren't able to quite land the CC chain on him, so he's able to back off. And there was a fight in the mid lane as well, but the Swain has the early back advantage with a Malignant, so it looks like he was able to kind of force the Victor to back off. Well, it looks like Trundle's going to be going in for a bot here, bot lane gank here. And they are able to bait the bot lane for one less in here, and the Trundle's going in, but the Yasuo is doing a lot of damage to this Smolder. He's kind of kiting at the Trundle at the moment. The Trundle is doing a lot of damage over here, but now they're stalling well enough for Vivian to get here on the Hecarim and go ahead and knocks back the Trundle. And they're kind of fighting. He's saving his ulti to try to pick somebody off as they flee. Yes, he's going to go ahead and finish off the Smolder, but the Swain is robot as well. He's followed directly behind by the Victor. It looks like Swain is able to take down the Yasuo, but now the Swain himself is going to have to flee. And Hecarim is still here, and he still has his ulti. They can absolutely dive this if they can get this wave into the tower. Although they may not even need to. Oh, and he tries to go for the ulti, but he eats a Swain shotgun Q to the face and goes down. Yeah, a little impatient by Vivian there. I think he needed to wait. Let his bot lane push in and kind of pressure so that they can't just turn and burn on the Hecarim. And yeah, I mean this Swain is pretty big. He's got some nice items. He's got a good amount of AP. He's got Sork shoes. He hurts. You gotta be careful. But otherwise, pretty well played by both teams there, I think I would say. It's kind of a tale of ganks, counter ganks, and counter ganks. As these games often devolve into kind of a conga line of who's showing up next to the fight. And the Rift Herald is up now. It looks like DGP is going to try and make a play for it. While the Volibear is resetting. The Swain is kind of watching potentially to rotate too, but I don't think he's going to need to. So far, in terms of farm, pretty significant. Ooh, the Thresh is able to catch up, kind of get hold of Millie here, but yes, it's a little too far to follow up. Oh yeah, sorry, as I was saying, it's a pretty significant CS lead for the Smolder. He had 115 stacks at 15 minutes. Is pretty good for bot lane Smolder. So well done to Estok on his Smolder farming prowess. Dragon's going to be cut up for just under a minute. Looks like Victor's trying to fade in the gank from the Volibear, and he is able to, but he does get counter-ganked by the Trundle. It was able to force him to back off just enough for the Swain to escape. The Swain is pretty low, but he does have TP, so he's going to be able to make it back to this Dragon play in time. Although Hecarim is going in, he's looking, and he finds Swain back on the tower, and the Swain is napping, and he did not see it coming. Although Vivian might be a little trapped here at this point. He's probably going to have to ult out. Yes, he is. And now, it was a pretty good dive by him to close off that kill, but because it took him so long to get out, he is going to be late to this Dragon. Although he might, I guess, actually instead of backing, he's just going to peel off the hitting the Scuttle Crab and then take a plant. So yeah, I guess he's fine. All right, and then one less bot lane, gets the bot lane tower, is able to move over here. So they're well in position on the Dragon here. Ooh, and DGP does have a ward in the pit. They're going to TP in, but so is with the Swain, but so is the Volibear. The Swain is very big, though. He can carry this fight. The Slowdown comes in and does all hearing damage. Man, they're just kind of having to kite back away from this Swain. They're too afraid to really commit to fighting him because they're just getting completely run out of the pit. And yeah, this is the danger of the heavy melee team. If you can't, you're scared to get in on that Swain guy who does whatever it wants. However, it does get a knock up on the Milio with the Hecarim E, and the Yasuo was able to follow up with the ulti, and they're able to. The Swain kind of gets ditched by the rest of his team, then collapsed on by the rest of one, so they're able to then take him out and turn on the dragon. A nice turnaround by one, be able to kind of catch up the Milio there, and then take back control of positioning on this dragon. Yeah, well done to them. I mean, that is easily
Red team's turret has
Team
been
1's
destroyed.
biggest strength is just their coordination as a team and working together to make these plays. Vixperion here gets a little greedy, trying to get this, trying to get a kill on the Smolder here, but walks right into the trap of the Smolder and is forced to flash away. So far, about 3,500 gold lead for Team 1, plus the dragons and the grubs, obviously. About 1.3 for Volibear, 2k for Hecarim. Small gold lead for Swain, despite how fed he was. I guess he did die a couple times after starting 5-0. And then a small lead for the bot lane, which was mostly just a top jungle gap in terms of gold for Team 1. And yeah, the Alawi, I feel like the Alawi popped rolled a little early there. I mean, what are you going to do to defend yourself next time if the Volibear runs at you, you know? Looks like there's a play going on here in the bot lane. I totally missed it because I was blabbing about top laners. Let's go ahead and back up a little bit here. The Swain ends up blast butting right to the Victor and pops his ulti, but the Victor has some excellent movement to avoid the Swain skill shots, and he avoids getting hit by the Swain grasp and is able to cut it out. And he does for the 1v1, unfortunately. The Trundle is also in the area and is able to pick off the Victor anyway. So well done on the initial fight by Victor to not panic. And just kind of kite out the Swain all in. But unfortunately, the Swain had backup.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
However, they are able to use that time while Trundle's bot for Hecarim and Volibear to go top and force down the lane, force down the tower. Although, Trundle has a herald of his own with which he's going to force down this bot lane tower. Are they going to be able to catch him out here with the thrust of the Yasuo? I think they are, barring something really unexpected. Yes, they are, and they're playing it slow and giving the Trundle no chance to escape, which is smart. No reason to rush that. There's no way he beats the two of you by himself. And although the Trundle does go down, he is able to get the tower following with help of the Victor. Stack check for Smolder here, 175 at 20 minutes. That's probably about average. Maybe a little bit above average for bot lane Smolder. But considering the strength of the lane they had to face, I think being on pace as Smolder here is very well done. So well done for him. 20 minutes are here, so or it has the 20-minute mark. So the Baron is up now. I think both teams have. I'd say both teams have a pretty fast Baron clear. We might see a sneaky Baron rush at some point this game. And fourth dragon is coming up in just over a minute. This would be Chemtech Soul for Team 1, which would obviously be huge to have this early in the game. Also, they're definitely going to be trying to get in position for that. Looks like they're kind of just working on clearing wards right now before they head on down there. Looks like we might see another fight break out between the Victor and the Swain here. No. It looks like Swain wants to be here first on position, but he is seen by the Scuttle Crab vision thing. But Victor is moving in, as is Thresh. But so far, DGP has gotten into position on this first, and they're TPing in with Illaoi. They really want to be in position on this dragon and not just give it up, which makes sense. They are kind of camping out this bush here. Ooh, and Vivian kind of plants in there, but he ends up getting pulled in and has to hold away from the Swain. And he is able to, the Swain kind of forces out the Victor, but the wind wall does keep him from going down. Looks like one is going to try to re-engage on this play, though. The Victor does have TP, so he can go ahead and back and TP back to the fight here. That could be very decisive, maybe TPing on one of these bot minions. No, he's going to TP him from the front instead. Okay, but I think, yeah, the Swain had to back here. He does have his own TP as well, though. It looks like one's going to try to burst on this alive, or the Swain in here, but they're not going to be able to do it. She does go down. The Swain is here. He does not have his ulti, so he's not quite as effective as he would normally, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like DGP is winning this fight right now, and they're going to be able to force out Team One Less. However, I may have spoken too soon, because this Volibear decided he does not want to die yet. He's shielding a lot, he's healing a lot, and he is running people down. He looks dead for sure, but he skilled them. But they think they chased a little too far there and ends up going down to the Smolder Burn. He does have the 225 stacks you need for the execute. So yeah, fantastic turnaround. It looked like DGP was winning the fight pretty well, and then Volibear started healing and shielding and kind of turned it around for one, but then one kind of chased too far into this heavy stack Smolder and ends up getting taken down. Although they are forced to then leave the dragon afterwards, so both teams are going to now reset and move back down here again. And yep, Volibear does have his TP, so he's going to be back right away. One left is almost here. He also is a little bit behind, as is Smolder. But it looks like one less is going to try to run this down, and DGP says no, they're going to engage and force this play down. The Victor is able to ult out and take the melee on the way out, so well played by him. The Victor is in the base still. He is not taking part of this fight. They need to kind of, well, let's choose to try to kite out until the Victor arrives, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. So DGP, fantastic engage by them, realizing the Victor wasn't there, and forcing one less off the dragon and then taking it for themselves. They really needed to do that. Giving up that sub 25-minute soul is almost a guaranteed loss. So you kind of need to find a way to get that fourth dragon and keep the game stalled out. So fantastic job by them. I think because, sorry, I'm just pause for a second here. Because Victor had to TP, because he got chunked out really low and had to TP back to that first dragon fight, he then didn't have it for the second time. So DGP was then able to get the numbers advantage because they had blown that Victor TP during the first play. So well done to them. That's very well done. Okay. Let's see, do we see who got the shutdowns on those kills? Looks like Trundle got the one on Yasuo. I guess that was the only one that went down. They are going to get, or DGP is going to get the big purple scuttle here. Try to get some vision clear on this Baron here. But Thresh is here. He's going to try to replant some new vision. And both teams are down all of their TPs at the moment. It looks like, yeah, Illaoi is going to get her sooner. They might be able to make something happen because of that. We'll see. Looks like Thresh might get caught out here. He's taking a bit of damage, but he's going to be able to walk out. I do like the Victor bid here with Leandri's. It's generally a situational item on Victor, but against teams that have this much health, obviously the value goes way, way up. And he has the Oblivion Orb as well to cut down on that healing from the Swain and, you know, the Trundle and the Valaui and the Milio and all that good stuff. So, good, smart itemization choices by Victor so far. And this is interesting. I see the Stridebreaker second item on Yasuo. I know that some Yasuos like to do that. It's not, you don't typically see that on bot lane Yasuo. Looks like there's going to be some posturing over here. Victor is getting into a fight with the Alawi, and if anyone can handle this Alawi, it's a Victor, and it looks like he's going to be able to run her out and take her down. Well done. Yes, well done to Victor. I mean, what is Alawi supposed to do against Victor, you know? Victor Qs, he gets a big speed boost, he runs around, he kites you, he puts the slow field down. This is an unplayable 1v1 for Alawi, especially when the Victor also has red buff. So well done by Team 1 finding that 1v1, a very favorable matchup. It looks like Victor's going to take his 1v1 win, is going to pressure that bot lane. Remember, they do have the 6 grubs from before. Does DGP want to look for a fight here? Now they know the Victor's bot. The Victor does have TP. That could be very dangerous to pick a fight here. But DGP might not know that. He's going to get the full tower, though. That fat 700 gold payday. As if he needed the help. He's got quite a bit of money now. Do you guys remember the really, really old dragon, the one that gave gold? This was a long, 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 long time ago now, way before the elemental drags. I want to say it was like 150 gold for each champion, which is about the same as what you get from killing a tier 2 tower. So in a funny way, killing one of these tier 2 side lanes is kind of like getting a dragon back in the good old days. Just in terms of money, although obviously the dragon distributed evenly while the tower will get it on one person. Now one less is able to get position on the Baron here, and they have managed to clear the vision with the Big War here. So looks like they're going to try to rush it and force DGP to come and test. They do see it. They are working quickly. They are going to be able to get into the time and maybe might steal it, but no. Yasuo somehow secures it. I think this might get a little early, but the fight is breaking out here. Swain is deep into the enemy team with the Zanyas. He's doing a lot of damage, healing a lot. And the Smolder is also doing a lot of damage, able to burn down both of the carries for Team 1 Less, and they are now running down the Volibear as well. Looks like they probably will be able to get him. Yes, they will. No, what? Yes, they will. Okay. So let me. I will back up for just a second. But 1 Less gets the Baron. But I think because they all had the Baron debuff on them that lowers their resistances. Even with the stats from the Baron, the great kind of start of the fight by Team DGP was lead them to be able to win the team fight anyway. Well, let's go ahead and watch it again, just so I can get a better look at it, what exactly happened. So yeah, they're doing the Baron. DGP is pretty close. And yeah, the Swain just pops Ghosty right to the middle of the enemy team in Zanya's, and that's just a really fantastic place for him to be because that's just AoEing everybody. And yeah, he's just doing, between him and the Smolder, they're just doing way too much damage to a team that is still debuffed by the Baron debuff. So yeah, good job to get the Baron, but also a very good job to DGP to then take away 4 of those Barons. Although the Hecarim was able to get away, so they do have 1 Baron buff still remaining here. In terms of the actual gold, though, the Smolder managed to pick up a couple shutdowns from that fight. That could be very substantial. He is up to 329 stacks now, so this is a very big Smolder in terms of stacks, and he has a pretty sizable amount of gold as well. Looks like he's going to go up for his Leandris here. So interesting. He's going
Blue team has slain the
double
dragon.
crit items into double. It's you don't usually see quite like that. But anyway, I'm blabbing. Looks like Vivian's kind of caught out here. Fresh is able to lantern him out. And yeah, the one less might have gotten the Baron, but a lot of their gold lead is really evaporated here. Unfortunately, the Fresh does kind of get caught in the bush here. No real room to run away from all of that. So he's going to go down here, and Yasuo needs to absolutely not be here. Maybe you can wave clear with the Victor, but Yasuo needs to back up. And yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, they got another dragon because of the winning the Baron fight. So yeah, they were able to get, DGP was able to get 5th dragon as well, and they were able to close the gold cap down to less than 1k. So very fantastic turnaround by Team DGP to kind of get back into this game after just how rough it was at the start. I still definitely think it's anyone's game, but yeah, it got a lot more interesting. Yeah, I was going to say I really think they need to try to find a way to get on this Smolder and Wombo M with like Hecarim and Yasuo and Thresh, but that's a lot harder to do with this Milio, because Milio could just cleanse the CC to kind of get him out of it. So that's a tough task. Tough task to catch him out. Now if you can catch both him and Milio at the same time, there you go. But obviously that's not nearly as easy. Gold lead for the players here. About 1,000 for top, 700 for mid. Pretty even in bot, and then about 2,000 gold lead for, or even in mid, 2,000 gold lead for bot because of all those shutdowns that Smolder's been gobbling up. And this is definitely not the place you want to be as Team 1 less in terms of the ADCs. If you're in this position, if you have Yasuo on your ADC, or Yasuo as your ADC, and the enemy ADC is this big at this point in the game, you've definitely messed up somewhere. Maybe it wasn't in lane necessarily, but a big part of playing Yasuo ADC is that you keep the enemy ADC down, and they have really not done that this game. They are able to get a gank on here on the Swain, although I don't know if these two actually beat Swain. They definitely seem pretty hesitant, like they don't expect to win. And yeah, the Swain is able to just stall for the Trundle to get out of here, or come on over. The Hecarim should be safe, or should be fine here, although he is going to have to ulti out, although the Trundle might kill him anyway. No, he survives. But the Trundle is going to run him down. Vivian, you can't stop there, bro. They're going to be chasing you. He is able to get away, though, and Volibear is able to kind of dissuade him from chasing any further. I'd like to see a play attempted by one less here. The Thresh is in position. He does land the hook on the Million. He's going to go in, and the Yasuo does follow up on the hook, but the Victor was not paying attention, so he is not going to be able to follow up on this play. So it's not going to quite work out. A little bit of miscommunication by one there. Trundle does come over here on the side to try to flank, but he eats a bunch of Victor damage to the face and them going down. And then the Victor is able to, does a fantastic flash to avoid the Swain. He's going to be able to keep fighting. The Swain ulti does come down. I'd like to see them try to get this off first. They're trying to stay out of range long enough for it to dissipate. Yes, they do. So well done. Now, one should be trying to look to turn this fight here. Look to try to get another, or Victor getting in there on the fight, trying to get on the Milio. They need to kind of focus on this Alawi first and get her out of the way before they can focus on anybody else. They are indeed going to just dive for the Smolder here. Hecarim ulting on the Swain. Doesn't have quite the follow-up to finish him off. Volibear's over here tanking like a beast. He is incredibly durable with all of his shields and healing, but he's not really getting any backup right now. And yeah, they don't have a lot of vision here, so one is a little afraid of pushing forward too far. And ooh, sorry, let me back up and you'll see exactly what happened. The Victor's yeah, this is a very big Smolder, so I understand why they're afraid. Okay, he gets hit by the center of the Smolder ulti, and then 1Q, the burst from the Q hits the volley bear that splashes onto the Victor, takes him down with the Q execute. And yeah, now the gold gap's completely closed, and 6 Dragon is coming up, and DGP is going to be in great position to basically get this one uncontested as well. And I feel like if you're Team 1, you have to really feel like this game's slipping away. I mean, you had some, yeah, I mean, you're still pretty even and objectively, but you were so far ahead. You have to wonder what you have to do to actually close this game out. Looks like both teams are posturing for the Baron here. The Thresh maybe caught out. Yeah, he's getting beat up by the Trundle, and he eats the Test of Spirit by the Alawi, so he takes a bunch of damage here. Yeah, he's gonna have to try to back a reset here. In the meantime, one is gonna have to try to just make sure this Baron doesn't get taken while the Thresh is resetting. Although Alawi is off doing her own business down here, so I guess they don't need to be that worried. Also, yes, there's a fight breaking out in the top, and here they are able to get a 3-man on the Swain here. He could have maybe gone in and held that a little longer, but I think he would have been done either way. So, fantastic little catch there. Team 1 looks like they're going to go right for this Baron now that the Swain is out of the way. I think that makes sense. Swain is definitely the biggest threat on DGP, although maybe Smolder. They are kind of having multiple guys zone here. I think if you're 1, you think you have to try to turn them. I don't think you can force the play. Yeah, you don't just want to be taking all this damage from Smolder the whole time while you're trying to also do this Baron. Especially with the Alawi on the side here. And yeah, it looks like they're not quite able to land the CC on the priority targets here. They do get a knock up in the air with the Yasuo win. He's in on the Smolder, but he does not have wind ball, so it's going to go down to the Smolder. And the Volleybear's here. He's trying his damnedest to finish off this Smolder, but I just don't. Well, maybe. I mean, he does have the ult. He is able to finish up the Smolder, get the 1,000 gold shut down. Well done to him, but unfortunately, he still goes down to the Smolder Q execute, even though the Smolder is dead, which is BS. I have a feeling Riot might take that away at some point. Smart Smolder, no executes if you're dead. But we'll see. And now, because DGP was able to win the fight here, I think 1 kind of misplays his play and ended up losing 2 that because of it. And now DGP should be able to get this Baron. So well done to DGP to take advantage of some mistakes by Team 1. Well done. And the gold lead does flip for the first time this game, with DGP now in the lead. Dragon Cup up a couple minutes. That Baron should last long enough. I want to say Baron is 2 minutes. So they should be, if they play it well, they should be able to parlay that into a Dragon Soul for themselves, which would be just a truly incredible turnaround. Yeah, I mean, time's kind of running out for 1 less to kind of get a really good play together and take back control of this game. I think the Yasuo is a little trigger happy with these wind walls, using them when he's not really under that much threat and then not having them later on in the fight. Like I know he used it here in this pit, in the dragon or in the Baron pit to kind of block some poke from the Smolder, but then he didn't have it available when he went in on the Smolder during the team fight. So who knows how different it could have been if he had still had it then. Looks like Team 1's going to try to get into position on this dragon early, which is smart. The Victor is kind of, or the Hecarim is kind of getting caught out here by the Trundle. And then the Thresh tries to save, but ends up getting caught on himself. He ends up going down. They do try to turn the right here, but now one is caught in a very bad position. They're kind of split up. Their support and their jungler. And yeah, Victor just needs to leave right here. Like, if he dies here, it might just be GG altogether.
Blue team double kill.
Very unfortunate. Thresh getting caught there. Or Hecarim getting caught there, kind of baiting the Thresh getting caught. Swain decided he wants this final kill on the Victor, but I don't think he's going to get it. Yeah, the plant is able to create distance, and Victor is able to get away. But DGP is going to be able to get this Dragon Soul. So from 3-0 up in Dragons for 1 all the way to 4-3 Dragon Soul for DGP. So really just phenomenal after phenomenal objective control for DGP after struggling and basically giving up everything early. They managed to turn it around and start getting all of them when it mattered. So well done to them. I suppose some upside for for one less. The Smolder's now full build, so he can't get any bigger, which I suppose is consolation prize, right? Don't you appreciate that when someone who's really fed hits that final item and you're like, all right, they can't get any more fed, which means it's only downhill from here, right? You usually just lose at that point, but sometimes it matters. And the lead for DGP is up to 3,000, and it is a Chemtech Soul, which if I remember correctly, yeah, when below 50% health, gain 11% damage resistance and 11% increased damage. That is a really good rune, or a really good dragon buff for this team in particular, because the Swain and the Trundle and the Alawi, they all like fighting. They're all pretty good at fighting while on low health, so they get a lot of really high value out of this Chemtech here. Looks like they're maybe trying to get a pick out here in the mid lane, but Victor has pretty good wave gear. They should be able to clear this. Although, yeah, it looks like they see the LOA bot lane, so one's going to go ahead and try to engage here. They do get on the Smolder, and he'll take him down with the Yasuo ulti. Following up, well done by Team 1 so far, although LOA does TP in. And unfortunately, while they were able to get the Smolder, they weren't able to get anybody else, and then the rest of Team DGP was able to turn and get multiple kills in return. So, oh wow, this volley bear is... okay, he eventually goes down. So yeah, they were able to get the Smolder, which is good, but they didn't have enough left to finish on anybody else. I think they just need to concede this inhib. I think if they risk dying here, if there's inhib and they go down, it's just over. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I feel like one just might be a little too far behind here. I think that was a very good engage by them, but I think they might just be too far behind DGP. And yeah, DGP is looking to pressure and go for the end here. Victor's doing a lot of damage, but he can't do it all by himself. And yeah, this is what I was talking about in Champ Select. If you get to a point where, you know, Victor's your only ranged carry and you have all these really tanky champs, I don't know if he can kill all of them as the only ranged DPS. And yeah, the Swain or the Victor does not have a magic pen item yet, so it may be late game, but I mean, you know, Spirit Visage, getting a return, Spirit Visage. They're starting to stack considerable amounts of MR over here for Team DGP. So yeah, Victor has opted not to get an MR item or a magic pen item. I think that's a huge mistake. I understand why it's Morello, but you're the big carry on your team. You need to be able to do that to get through these tanks here. Fight is breaking out while I'm blabbing, so let me back up a little bit here. They do catch out the Smolder here with the Hecarim, E, and the Yasuo ult follow-up, so well done. Victorion does TP in on the Victor, but he kind of TPs in the middle of the enemy team, and he's trying desperately to get away from the Swain, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. No, he is not. So the fight is going. It's kind of just a big blob fest here. Alawi is very good at those. I have a feeling DGP is going to be a game-winning team fight for them. And yeah, one less just does not... With the moment Victor goes down, they just do not have the firepower to chew through all of these big, beefy, tanky DGP champions. And yeah, I mean, the Volibear lives forever, but that doesn't matter if his team can't actually kill them, right? And it looks like he's basically just trying to stall here, but I don't think there's any feasible way he stalls long enough for it to matter. Why is everybody so tanky? Well, they all built lots of tank stats, and people are lazy about their penetration items. I mean, look at it. No magic pen for Victor. No armor pen or Black Cleaver for Hecarim. No magic pen for Swain. No armor pen for Smolder. I guess you don't get armor pen on him. But yeah, I mean, they're able to keep the distractions, and Trundle's able to go into the base and push all the way in. Is he going to be able to finish off the Nexus here? Not quite. Although I have a feeling that the rest of Team DGP is going to be able to finish the job here shortly. Yeah, they're just going straight for the end. They don't even care about this fight. Smart. They do get a pretty decent engage with Team 1, though. But yeah, unfortunately, they just let him go all the way to the Nexus. And yeah, 40 plus 45 minutes, 45-minute game. Yeah, I mean, that fantastic turnaround by Team DGP. Oneless was just in total control of this game for the first 20 minutes, but it just slowly unraveled more and more for them, and the flaws of their comp became more apparent. And like I talked about in Champ Select, eventually DGP just ran them over with this beefball comp with the Smolder behind it. So well done to DGP to hang in there through the hard parts. And then survive. And sorry to the players. I was waiting. The game took a long time. But I am finally here. Okay. All right, so that's going to be a 1-0 start for Team DGP, so well done to them. We'll go ahead and switch over to the draft overlay here. And they have given me a draft link. And we'll get going in just a second. All right, here we go. And let me change the sides here real quick. Obviously, we change sides after each game. There we go. All right. It looks like they're basically just running back the bans from game 1. Smolder ban for Team 1 less though. Pretty smart. I think the Smolder pick was just huge. Just doing insane amounts of damage behind that huge front line, and just they couldn't deal with it. They couldn't compete with the level of damage being put out by this Smolder late game. So yeah, I would take it away if you're not confident in playing it yourself. And the Victor ban for DGP, so they were pretty impressed by the Victor themselves as well. So we're going to be seeing at least a couple different picks so far this game. It looks like they're going to first pick the Volibear for 1 again. They liked it last game. Definitely not his fault. The game didn't go. That dude was incredibly tanky, incredibly hard to kill. But yeah, their problem was definitely not him. Ooh, and the Hui lock-in. This is interesting. You don't see a lot of Hui in Beer League. Pretty much I'm the only one that's played it that I've seen in Beer League, which is understandable. He's a pretty new champion. A lot of people haven't really had the time to learn him. I think he's very good, but I also think that he doesn't scale the best, and I think because his damage is kind of delayed, you can get into situations where you just kind of get beat out by more bursty champions. But I do like the pick, though. I think Hui is a very fun pick to watch. He's obviously a very strong laner. So we'll see how that goes for DGP. And it looks like they're running back the Alawi. They liked it last game. I think it worked pretty well. Alawi was just putting out tons of damage and healing with all those tentacles in team fights against one's very melee-heavy comp. Looks like it's going to be the Vex for Vixperion. That is basically his other signature pick, other than Anivia and Victor. So that's not surprising in the slightest to see that coming out here. I do worry about picking a dive champ like Vex against an Alawi, but if you one-shot her, it doesn't really matter. And then the Khazar's coming in for Vivian. Interesting. I thought maybe he would go for the Rel this time around since he left it open, but I guess he decided he wanted a bit more damage than early game pressure this time around. Yeah, 45 minutes for a game. My goodness. It looks like it's going to be the Karma lock-in for DGP. Could really be played, I mean, basically anywhere. Karma is hilariously overpowered at the moment. Most commonly seen mid, but also see some on support still. The occasional top if you want to be really sadistic. Although, obviously, it's not going to be top this game because they have the Alawi, but yeah. And it looks like going to be Yasuo banned for DGP. They don't want to see the Yasuo comp again. I don't think one less was likely to pick it anyway. But yeah, neither bot lane for one less has picked yet, so I guess they could have busted out the try to bust out the Yasuo Womble comp again. Although the only knockup would have been from the support, so I don't know if that's worth banning. And then Seraphine ban, interesting. Who plays Seraphine on Team One Less? I'm obviously one of their bot laners. I don't know which one. Does Wandering Monarch play Seraphine? I actually don't know. And then the Trundle ban there for one for their final ban. They didn't like it last game. They don't want to see it again this game. And it looks like it's going to be... Wait for the lock-in here. It is going to be a Leona lock-in, so that tells me that it is... Well, actually, now I'm even more confused. Because now they have two mid laners over here in DGP. Maybe it's a Hui bot lane in place of ADC. I guess it could be Karma too. I mean, like I said, Karma, you can play her anywhere. Perks of being overtuned. They are going to bring out the Swain for Wandering Monarch with the Taric support. I like that a lot. They're going for the same kind of typical, or the same kind of dive comp they did last game. But they're going for a kind of a tankier Deathball version, which I like. The Swain Taric, I think, is a very fantastic lane combo. So well done to them. And it looks like it's going to be a Graves last pick for the jungler for DGP, whoever it's going to be this game. I mentioned at the beginning of the first game, they're all playing off-roll except for their support, so who knows what they'll all be playing this time around. You need sup. Oh, there we go. They got the lineup figured out here. All right, we're gonna head into Champ Select. All right, so while they're doing that, who do you guys like for game 2 here? Looking at the comps, I'm assuming this is a Hui Leona bot lane with Karma mid. That could be a very, very dominant lane. Hui is already a very dominant laner, and Leona, obviously, can be a very dominant laner in the right matchups. So that could be a very potent combo, although I guess Karma Leona could be the same way. Really, either of these two are basically interchangeable depending on who wants to play where. And then the Graves kind of fills that ADC role later on, even though he's the jungler, because obviously he's going to build, ADC-ish items. I like this draft here for DGP. Nice damage mix. A little light on the hard CC. It's basically just Leona and Hui. But I do like the damage distribution. I think they have a good mix of being able to both kite and chase people down. And a good mix of... I do worry a little bit about this team falling off, I would say. I'd say all 5 of these champions fall off to a fairly significant degree, I would say. As far as league champions do these days anyway, I don't think any league champions really fall off to the degree that they used to back in the old days. But I wouldn't call any of these champs particularly well scaling. So if we get into another 45-minute game, that might not work to their favor. However, I suppose the same is kind of true here for Team One Less as well. Tarek scales really well. Probably the best scaling tank support, I would say, because he scales with extra with armor and stuff like that. This is a very AP heavy team. For Team One Less, Kaz is going to have to do his part in terms of physical damage. And I'm not sure exactly who Vex is going to assassinate on this team. It might be a hard sell. But I guess we'll see. Vix is pretty good on Vex, so he could probably make it work. I think going into it, yeah, so it looks like it is going to be the Hui bot, as I suspected. I think I like DGP better here. But one thing I have learned about casting Team One Less is that when I doubt them is when they tend to come through. So I guess we'll see. We have about 3 minutes here for spectator delay, or before they will let us in. So I will go ahead and switch back to the starting screen here, and I will see you guys in about 3 minutes. And yeah, not a ton of viewership at the moment, which is fine. It is a Tuesday evening. People got work. It's kind of late for people on the East Coast. And a lot of people end up watching the stream later on in the VOD anyway, which is fine. We don't hand out any prizes to people viewing live, so you don't have to. It's fun to have you guys here live because we can do some stuff in the chat, but I watch most of the casts, the VODs myself rather than live, just because I like being able to go back and move forward. Although I do occasionally show up for a live stream if it is around at the time and I'm not busy. I believe there's actually another series going on right now. It is KOM versus Flex versus KOM, they're playing right now as well. Somebody else, I believe Rihi is going to cast that game at some point. Either maybe tonight or sometime tomorrow, before he patches his game. Hopefully he remembers not to patch his game. Alright, and we are in. So we'll go ahead and switch back over to the game here. Ignite on the Vex for Vixperion. Not surprising. Want that snowball threat as Vex, and Vix loves getting his kills. And otherwise, pretty standard stuff. Ghosts for the Volibear. No TP for the Karma either. Elects to go for the Ghost instead, which I find interesting. I don't know if Karma really needs Ghost. I feel like she's pretty uncatchable anyway, but, you know, a little more can't hurt, right? And then a TP here for the Hui, which I find interesting. I guess maybe he's worried about running out of mana, or maybe they just want to make sure they have a second TP for rotating. I really have no idea. Looks like both teams are basically just 5-pointing. Looks like we're not going to see any 1v1 or level 1 action. Looks like Graves is going to start his red buff solo, no leash. Not ideal, but guess he wants to start topside this game while Kaiser with our bot with a leash from his bot. That'll give him a nice getting going, although he does need help. I know Cosmic's early clear tends to not be great. Yeah, I mean, Vixperion going in aggressive right away. He isn't. I know Karma is considered a big lane bully, but Vix is not content to just concede lane. He's gonna make her earn it. There might be some action here. Level 1, stunned by the Taric on the Leona. Gets a nice little chunk on her. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let directed camera do its thing. Let it tell me where to look. At least for early game, because I tend to find early game is when I'm most likely to just miss kills instead of anything. And yeah, they are really scrapping in this mid lane. I have a feeling we're going to see a kill there in the next minute, I think. Who knows, but looks like both junglers are just going to full clear while doing so in opposite directions. They're basically handshaking the jungle. They are able to get kind of a land Swain and a Taric stun on the Leona, do a nice bit of chunk of damage on her. They are pushing pretty hard, though. Graves might be able to get a gank up on this, although... Uh-oh. And Leona did DC for just a second there, but it looks like she is back. Oh, okay, and they actually did pause while they were playing, but we don't see that because I guess it was less than 3 minutes, so the spectator delay just took care of it. Okay. Yeah, pretty even lanes so far. I mean, mid lane's been trading hard, but in terms of CS, it's pretty even across the board. Kha'Zix is a little bit ahead in his jungle clear, thanks to getting that leash from bot lane. I think Vixperion might be wishing to keep on cookies here. He is out of mana. He's just not able to keep up. with the trades with this Karma without going and since he doesn't have TP, he's going to be forced to back early when he doesn't want to in order to just get mana back. Another fight burner here. They do kind of catch Geloni on the CC train here. He is very tanky. Probably should have used that W earlier to mitigate some of this damage, but looks like they are going to be able to peel off the play. However, the Swain does pop Ghost. He's going to be looking for the kill here. The Karma was roaming down to the play, but gets cut off by the Kazakhs. But the Karma is able to then work her way down to the bot lane. Leona does go down. Kills go to the Swain. Well done. Well done to the team one less bot lane here. And well done by Vivian to be in position to cut off this Karma roam from mid lane. The roam which she was able to do because the Vex had to back first. So good awareness by Vivian to understand the reset timing and be in position. They are able to turn that successful play into the first dragon of the game. So well done for them. This is interesting. A Bramble Vest first item for Alawi. She really does not like that Volibear healing, which I don't blame her. But I feel like you're just kind of, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you reduce the Volibear healing, but I don't think you can win even while doing that. So I'm not sure how worth it this is, but I guess we'll see. Looks like one might try to go. Might try to go for this Grump or the Grubs as well, but Volibear decides to do a little bit of a roam there on the Karma. I would have liked to have seen him going around the back here instead of going directly towards mid lane. Although I get maybe he would have been seen anyway because of where the minions were. Yeah, so far pretty slow game. Other than that one play we've had bot, not a lot has barely been happening so far. Looks like Kaz is going to try to move in on or clear out wards here on these grubs. Now Kha'Zix does have an incredibly bad grub clear due to his low AoE and these targets not being isolated. He should not be doing these without help, I think. But I guess if nobody shows up, he'll probably be fine. Vexperion going for an all-in on the Karma here. Does use Ignite, but he isn't quite able to land enough damage to get the kill. Graves is going to use his opportunity while they're taking grubs to go ahead and invade the bot side jungle of one and steal this red buff. And still scrapping him mid. Yep. That's the Vexperion for you. There's a fight to be had. You'll find him there. Looks like they are going to go ahead and try to gank this Karma after getting the grubs, but Karma does see it in time, is able to run away. In terms of CS, very quite even, except for bot lane. Pretty sizable CS lead for bot lane so far, which is not surprising. Hui is very, very strong in lane, in my experience. So it's very common to see sizable CS leads on him. Yeah, Graves is maybe looking for something in the bottom. He doesn't have a lot of camps up, so I think he's going to back and head top and start clearing his way down. Try to work his way towards this dragon, which is spawning in a couple minutes. It looks like Vivian is going to head up to his top side jungle on Kha'Zix to do the same thing. In terms of TPs, there's only one, or they're all down for everybody, so whoever shows the dragon right down the walk there. Looks like Alaa got a little scared and went ahead and popped her ulti there to kind of force the Volibear to back off. But yeah, I mean, we're coming up on almost 10 minutes. There's only been one kill. So I think Alaa needs to be very careful in this matchup. If she does not have an ulti, I think the Volibear can just do whatever he wants. So we'll see if that is indeed the case. Like right now, if you miss that E, If Alawi has no mana, Volibear could just run up and start biting. The Dragon is coming up just over a minute here. I would like to see DGP use their superior wave clear with the Fway to try to shove this out and gain priority for this Dragon. Looks like the Taric is resetting right now. Yeah, I guess if you're going to reset for Dragon, now would be the time. Any later than this would probably be too late. And yeah, Volibear has realized he can kind of do whatever he wants up here. And he's going for the bites. Although, I guess that Bramble Vest is helping a little bit. Kind of reducing some of that extended trade dealing from the Volibear. Ooh, Volibear does ulti here. However, he does get hit by the Alawi E, and there's just too many tentacles here to be fighting. So yeah, he ends up going down. And the Swain decides to back here as well. So it looks like they may just need to concede this Dragon. It depends on how quickly DGP is able to move in position on this Dragon. Vex is still mid lane. She's trying to shove this wave out, and Swain's going to be a little bit before he gets here, but DGP doesn't seem too eager to try to pull the trigger on doing this Dragon quickly, so it looks like they're going to end up letting Team 1 into position on here. Yeah, I don't like that. I think they needed to kind of hold their ground here. I think, yeah, they kind of just let one less kind of just walk up on this, and then they're probably also walking down here to help secure the Dragon. They are going to try to fight for this. One less does secure the Dragon, they're going to try to turn. They do have the numbers advantage here, so it should be a one fight for them, but you never know. Yeah, a lot of people low on one less, but they're staying up so far. Vex goes over on the way here, but he is able to get away. They're just doing a lot of little scrappy trading here. The Karma is looking like he's going to try to secure some kills here, but the one less guys are just not going down. Oh, that's fine. The Taric does finally go down, but the Quay is then pulled in by the Swain. I'm not sure if this is Swain have the damage to finish this off. Yes, he does. But the Graves is going to get the turn kill. Yes, he is. The Bubba's going to be able to run in here. He's going to be able to run down this Graves. He does have the ulti. Yes, he is going to be able to take him down as well. So yeah, I mean, we went from what, 1-1 to 5-3 in the period of a minute. So yeah, the Dragon. That's why the Dragons are here, to get people to duke it out. But one did end up getting the Dragon, I think, due to their superior rotation and a bit of hesitance by DGP. And they were able to secure the contested smite and then win the team fight afterwards as well. So well done to them. And there are a couple Grugs still remaining. I think maybe Volibear took one when he had a bit of downtime. I'd like to see one try to move in and get those remaining two as well. I'd also like to maybe see a gank on this Alawi. She doesn't have much mana. Yeah, she doesn't have enough. She doesn't have ulti. And she does land the E on the Kha'Zix, so they have to be very careful about how they play this. They're gonna have to wait it out with the Volibear healing. Both flashes from both Kha'Zix and Alawi. I think she's just able to walk out of here, though. So yeah, well played by the Alawi to get out of that, landing both the E. Ooh, and Vivian ends up going down to an Alawi tentacle after the play was over. Ooh, that's tough. You can't do that, man. Can't do that. Guess maybe he just wasn't paying enough attention, or he just wasn't able to dodge in time. I don't know. But Graves is going to be able to move in and get these last two grubs because of that. So no 6 grubs for one less this game. 4 is still pretty good, but he really would have liked to get that full 6 in order to get the spawning little grubby boys while fighting, or while pushing towers. I mean. In terms of gold, about 500 gold lead for DGP. Look at the champions here. It looks like about 800 gold lead for Graves, 800 for Alawi, 600 for Vex, and then a decent bit for bot lane. So yeah, it's pretty even for the most part, but mostly on the DGP top and jungle. Rift Herald is up. And Dragon will be up in a couple minutes. And one less to get the first two. We'll see if they're able to close out and get to that Dragon Soul this time. In terms of item builds, I like this Bramble Vest for Ally more than I thought. And I think I would have liked to have seen it on the Volibear as well, because both of these champions heal a lot in an all-in. The best damage item you can buy in that situation is a Bramble Vest. Or, you know, Executioners or whatever Grievous Wounds item your champion buys. Looks like Vivian is going to move in on the Rift Herald here. While he's doing that, Graves is going to be moving in for a gank on this bot lane. But the bot lane's a little bit behind. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to follow this play. They are, but they do get a fantastic Terror Cult in this. Swain is able to just turn and burn while healing, while invulnerable. They are able to take down the Hwei and the Graves. Are they going to be able to finish off this Leona kill as well? It depends if Swain lands his E. He does, but does he have the... Oh no, but the Karma sees what is happening and decides to roam down bot, but honestly, the Swainol's been going on for so long, they might win anyway. Yeah, they're doing a ton of damage for the Karma, and she's going to go down. So Karma, appreciate her trying to help, but if anything, it just got herself killed and baited Leona back into her death as well. An effective 2v4 by the bot lane for one less. Excellently played by them. They really need to get out of that Swain ulti. And Wandering Monarch flexing the Mastery 7 on Swain. Very well played by him in that fight. He earned that little Mastery Flex. And it looks like Hwei might have stepped up a little too far trying to defend this tower. Is he going to go down here? He is able to fear with a Swain, I think. He has repelled the bot lane, but he does not know that this Vex is currently behind him. So he's going to die. He's definitely going to, although right now he's juking like a master right now, but he does eventually end up going down, although it does require Vex's ulti, which I know he did not want to use. However, they are able to turn this success bot lane into a dragon play. This is going to be a third dragon for Team 1 less than it is an Infernal Dragon, aka the exciting one. So really, really a fantastic job by Team 1 less bot lane. They basically just caused pretty much single-handedly caused a huge momentum swing with that 2v4 there. So very well done to them. And the Jock shows second item on Swain. That's a little degenerate there, sir. I respect it, but I also kind of hate it. It looks like while all of that was happening, somebody, I guess, yeah, they did get Rift, or Team 1 did get Rift Herald, but it doesn't look like they have it anymore. I don't know what they did with it. I assume they use it on mid lane, based on the fact these two towers are dead, but I did not see. Looks like Vix is going to go in on the Karma in the bot lane. I don't think he has quite the damage to finish her off, though. He has to be careful. Karma can turn this around with her cooldowns and the healing, but no, he doesn't quite get the Mantra W healing fast enough, and he's just going to go down to the Vex. Looks like there's going to be some posturing fighting here. Looks like a flank by the Ally, but I think they're going to be able to back off safely. First item, Horizon Focus for the Hwei bot. I don't think I like this. I don't think it's terrible, but I think if you're gonna go tier first, you want to go like Leandri's first afterwards, not Horizon. But that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong on that. And we have a Lichbane second item for Vex. That's very interesting. You don't usually see Lichbane on Vex. But I guess Lichbane is just good enough to be built on her, even if it isn't necessarily the most intuitive item choice. And a bit of a fight breaks out here, but they allow a it lands a good soul and forces him to bleed. But Vivian is a little fair bit of damage here from the Hwei, but the Hwei does have him caught out and going down. And the Graves tries to ult over to finish the wall, but not only did it miss, I don't think it would have killed anyway. Well, yeah, no, it wouldn't have killed anyway. The Karma is able to push this bot lane uncontested, though. She is going to get a objective shutdown, or an objective bounty for her team. However, Team Willa sees this. They decide, oh, you want me bot lane right now? We're just going to rush Baron. They're 5-manning it, and DGP does not have vision on this. However, they're going to figure out pretty shortly what's happening. I think they're going to have to try to go for a steal here. Oh, looks like Kha'Zix going to try to jump out, try to force Graves up the pit. Kha'Zix is very good at securing objectives thanks to his Q with the isolation damage. DGP is going in pretty hard here. They are able to take out the Graves, so it should be a pretty easy smite for Kha'Zix to keep his focus here. Yes, he does. They're able to get the smite out, and they're able to pick up the Alawi as well. And then they're going to run down this Leona, who's in there, getting in there trying to help. But she's going to go down as well. Oh, yeah, well played by One Less. They saw Karma all the way bot. Karma does not have TP this game, so they know there's no way she could get to the Baron in time. And they decided, hell with it. We're gonna do Baron to force you to come and fight us because we like our chances, and for good reason. It went pretty well for them, and they were able to kill the Graves before the Baron got into smite range, which is well done by them. Kind of pretty much eliminated the risk of a steal. The next dragon is going to become about 50 seconds. Team One should be in fantastic position to get this, given that they have a pretty sizable gold lead. They got Baron. They absolutely should get this. So we'll see. Does land a spirit on the Taric here, but he is able to walk away.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay. The Volibear is pretty out of position here, but he does have TP. He needs to make sure he should be TPing right now. He should be TPing right now. There he goes. And he is TPing on the flank of DGP, so he could be looking for some kind of force play to both sides, which is a good thing to do when you're ahead like this. Don't give your opponent any chance to run. The Swain does pop the ulti. He's going in, but DGP is running for the hills. They're able to kind of scatter and able to get away, but the Hwei does go down to Kha'Zix over the side, but he in turn goes down to the Graves ult. The Swain ult does fall off here, and it is 4 versus 3 right now. I think since one's jungler is down, they kind of have to kind of force this fight here. The Graves does take out the Vex and get that huge shutdown, but he is going to go down for it in return. Probably not worth it given what they're about to lose, but that might have just not had a choice. They just had to take it. So yeah, and the Leo's going to go down as well. Those vicious Swain auto attacks. And that should be Dragon Soul for Team One Less. Well, this is some interesting runes by Swain. Usually they go, I think, like cheap shot Ultimate Hunter, but I guess his ultimate cooldown is low enough for him. So yes, there it goes. The Dragon Soul goes down for One Less. Infernal Soul. Pretty nice damage boost in basically all situations. And yeah, now definitely One Less in a very commanding position at this point. I think not only is they have the sizable lead, they have the Dragon Soul and the Baron as a power objectives, but I also think they're the better scaling team. What did I actually turn off the scoreboard? But we're gonna turn it back on. There we go. Yeah, I think they're in a very commanding position. I think it's going to be hard for DGP to find a way to get back into this. They do try kind of a gank on the Alawi here, but that is always risky business, even in the best of times. A little too risky, and the Kha'Zix gets squished by the tentacles. Tentacle lady. Yeah, I mean, there are some big shutdowns here for Team One Less. A collective 1,000 gold available in shutdown, extra golden shutdowns available on their bot lane. So if they're able to ever catch them out, that could be big. And yeah, man, Alawi, I mean, even when you think you're strong, Alawi's still Alawi. With her no damage items, she just burst the crap out of you. It's tough. No, they're going to try a gank on the Alawi again. They are able to dodge Test Spirit this time, so they should be able to take her down. Usually how Alawi ganks go, if you can dodge that E, you can go ahead and proceed. If you can't, you need to abort the gank because you're going to die. They are able to take her out. The rest of, or 3 members of DGP does rotate. Vex does land the ulti on the Leona. He goes in. Not the best target to go in on as a Vex, but they're far enough ahead. I think it might not matter. It does chunk her pretty hard anyway. I guess she is only level 10. The rest of DGP is able to show because they kind of get a pincer here. Terrigal does come in, but not fast enough to save the Vex. And it looks like, yeah, there we go. You see the Swain ult popping finally. One didn't seem like they were sure if they want to take this fight or not. They decided, yes, they got a big Swain. They're going to go ahead and take it. Unfortunately, the Kha'Zix kind of gets separated from the Swain. He does go down, so now Swain's here, stuck 1v4. He is keeping his ulti going. He probably can win this if he can keep his ulti up. But he does goes a little too far in the base. It gets tethered by the Alawi. And yeah, he's going to get cutted out, and the ult is going to go down. And now he's going to go down. So you have another 900 gold to the Graves, and 100 gold to the Karma. And that's a really good turnaround by Team DGP here because the Baron is up. They're in the area to move to it. They're going to go right for it. And Volibear was over here on the side, kind of pushing the whole time. Maybe he should have tried to TP into this fight at some point. Maybe he thought it wasn't. Maybe he thought it was a lost fight no matter what. I don't know. Maybe the TP wasn't up. I wasn't really paying attention to that at the time. Actually, what? Oh, sorry. What just happened? Hold on. Actually, I think DGP realizes that their Baron take is incredibly slow and that they can't do this, so they're going to have to ditch it. Yeah, their Baron. Now that I look at it, their team's Baron take is horrendously bad. So yeah, they just can't do it. Even after basically wiping one, they started the Baron. It was taking way too long, so they have to leave it. That is really unfortunate for them. I think they really needed to get that. Now if one is going to move in, and obviously their Baron DPS is a lot better because Kha'Zix. So they're going to go ahead and do it themselves, and they go ahead and clear the vision here. DGP does not see this, although Leon's going to move in and get some vision here. But they already have 3 on it. They're going to try to rotate to contest this. They don't seem like they are. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and concede this Baron. Barring a Quay steal or something, and yeah, they're just going to go ahead and concede it. Okay. So yeah, the play looked good after winning the fight for DGP, but they just couldn't do the Baron. They just don't have the damage to do that. And it's a very low DPS team, I think, at this point in the game, especially. And nobody on the team really built like a big DPS carry, and it kind of cost them there. Maybe they do get some kind of pick up in here. They do land the, When the Alawi's going in deep on the team, the Swing's going to go ahead and pop the ulti. Terra's going to go ahead and pop his ulti. And yeah, and kind of caught himself here on the side. He is not able to take anyone out. He goes down instead. The Swain is trying desperately to try to keep his ulti up while Buddy's going on the side, while Vix is kind of getting zoned by these tank champions on DGP. But that is buying time for the Swain to go ahead and take down the Karma as well as the Graves. His ulti does run out, but now the rest of one less going to regroup, and they should be able to just push in here. This might be it. I feel like, yeah, if they're able to land... Well, I guess there are 3 members here. I thought there were only 2, but I guess there's 3. So they might not be able to push the end here yet, but we'll see. Yeah, it might be a little greedy to try to end here. I think if you're one, you kind of just back off. You take your Baron buff that you still have, and you back off, and you go get this Elder, and then win with that instead. No reason, no risk of throwing the enemy base when the Elder is up. That is a good way to lose a game that you've been winning the entire time. So no need to risk it. They're just going to go back off and do it. And obviously, DGP realizes what's happening here, and Graves is going to try to giddy up on over here, try to have a chance of stealing this, but he's just not going to get here anywhere. Well, I say he's not going to get here anywhere fast. Yeah, no, he's not. He's not going to get there quite fast enough. And I don't see how... I really don't see how DGP is going to be able to hold against this eldered up team on one less. I mean, they were already winning the fights without it, and one less is just a huge amount of extra fighting power. If I were Team 1, I'd be A-ramming it right now. Just get your whole team together and shove mid and dive them. I think you win that easily with the Elder Dragon buff. It looks like maybe Volibear's going to shove out top instead and then look to TP to a play. I suppose that's fine. I would prefer to have him here so they can have the whole team ready to go the moment the dive presents itself, but I don't know, maybe they're a little afraid of the dive even with Elder just because, you know, Alawi and all this AoE here and the CC. I don't know if they need to be, but I guess Swain doesn't have Zanya's, so you can't just YOLO into their team and then press Zanya's. So you have to be a little bit careful what they take here. They are going for the dive here, but Swain's probably going a little bit too far ahead. He's taking a lot of damage back, and he does get saved by the Terror Cruelty, but his ult does run out, and he is now forced to run away. Yeah, I think a bit of a misplay there by Swain. Went a little too hard, a little too early. Got too far ahead of his team, and basically had his ult neutralized. So yeah, I think a bit of a mental mistake there for the Wandering Monarch. And Team 1 is going to have to reset. They did get the tower, but were not able to get the inhib. Baron is coming up in just under a couple of minutes. I mean, they might just try pushing mid again. The tower is down. The Elder is going to be out by the time they get there, but they might be strong enough to win anyway. Yeah, they are able to just go and walk and take the inhib. Now, question is, what do you do now? You've gotten both top and bot inhib. Do you try to go for the top, or middle and bot inhib? Do you go for the top one? Do you try to position for this upcoming Baron in a minute? I assume that's going to be the play. Maybe you kind of try to look around the jungle here so you can get a pick. I assume that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to control this jungle, get in position on this Baron. And then use that to end the game.
Bring it down a notch.
They are pushing in this top lane here. I assume they're going to back off here in just a second, start moving towards this Baron. Yeah, they're just going to go right for it. They're doing the Baron, come and get us. And Graves seems a little lost at the moment. Maybe he doesn't think he has any chance of really stealing, so he's just going to try to clear waves instead. Who needs Graves? Who needs Graves? Just steal it with Hui Q. All right, let's go ahead and see this again. Baron is going down. It gets down to about 1,000 HP, and yeah, the Hui Q steals it. It got just low enough for the Hui Q to snatch it away. So yeah, the Alawi is going to get caught out here, but she's going to be able to get her EN ulti off. She's going to get her money's worth from one last while this is happening. She does kind of flash away. Probably not worth it. Yeah. Well, a very fortunate steal by the Hui on the Baron. That might give them the ability to kind of stall out this game a bit more. They have kind of closed the goal lead a decent bit. They're only down 3K now. Looks like they're kind of flanking up the side here. Could be a bit dangerous. This Kazik has evolved wings. He could easily turn on one of these. But it looks like one is just content to back off here. Elder Dragon is up in 40 seconds, and they're trying to reset for it. It looks like DGP does not want them to reset for it. They're going to keep trying to cancel these backs. And ooh, and the Braves ult is enough to take out the Vex. And now Karma's keep running them down. They are able to catch out the Taric, or the Swain here. Gets a CC on him, but he is a Swain, so he's still pretty tanky. Taric ult coming in, but I think he's just trapped all on his own there, and he goes down. And DGP should be able to translate this into the Elder as well. So a very fortunate series of events for them. One should definitely have not gotten caught backing off of this play. But I think they kind of overstayed their welcome top lane. I think if you're Kazik, you have to try to steal this, but he is not going to. And they know he's not here, so it's going to be a safe Elder take for DGP. And we might have another 40-minute banger on our hands here soon. I still don't... Yeah, I mean, they've turned the goal lead around between stealing the Baron and getting the Elder Dragon. DGP is now in the lead in terms of gold. I think if you're one less, you just use your you just wait this out as best you can. There's no reason to take any sort of fight here, unless they int it basically. You don't lose the game off of that Elder Dragon. It sucks that you lost. It sucks you lost the Baron. It sucks that you lost the Elder, but you don't need to lose the game here. Although getting caught here in a position like that is a good start towards losing said game. These two need to back off. Not get caught here. Not get caught here. Back on and wait out this Elder. It doesn't last that long. I believe it's only like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. I really should know that, but I'm lazy and I keep forgetting to look it up. And yeah, you just need to try to wave clear if you can, but if you have to give towers, even an inhib, do it. And yeah, see, they're too far forward, and Swain gets caught out and goes down to the Graves first, combined with the Elder Dragon execute. However, they are able to catch out the Graves on the side after the play. And again, it's great they just got a pick here, but they still need to be very, very careful. So they got a little bit lucky to catch the Graves out here, so they need to kind of they need to wait out this Elder. It's 3/4 of the way down. And you don't want to be, yeah, I mean, they get a decent bit of poke there. Yeah. The Elder is almost out. Should be another 15-ish seconds, I believe. And it looks like one is going to survive this Elder Dragon without giving up any of their inhib towers, which is good. Baron is going to be up in about 90 seconds. About a 2.5K gold lead for DGP at this point. Storm Surge on Hui. I think maybe S-Stock needs... I think S-Stock definitely needs to be think about his Hui build a little more. Not trying to flame him or single him out, even though I just did. But this is definitely not the recommended Hui itemization here. And it looks like both teams are going to try to get in position on this Baron here. The one big advantage is that, Kovacs walks, the old team walks right into the graves, but unfortunately he's going to have to immediately back out because the Leona was there as well. Are they going to be able to catch out this graves though? The Vix way too close on the side, does not see them because of this wall, and gets caught out in one shot. That's very, very, very unfortunate positioning and timing there for Vex. Just had no idea that the whole DGP's team was right there across that side of the wall. And ends up walking right into him. And yeah, now one is in a very tough spot. We've got a lot pushing bot lane uncontested. You don't want to give up this Baron, but you might have to. Yeah, it looks like Volibear's going to try to TP bot to match this Alawi. And the three of them contest this. It is a pretty slow Baron take. By DGP, not nearly as slow as it was before, because they have a lot more items now, but yeah, I think, yeah, they just have to let it go. So yeah, man, I mean, just a huge, huge lead for one less in this game, just like in last game, but it took a little bit longer for things to start turning south for them, but turns out they did. It'll be interesting to see. They do still have, obviously, have the advantage of Dragon Soul. Maybe they can eventually parlay that into a win anyway, but so far they feel like all the momentum is on the side of DGP right now. Elder Dragon is coming up in a minute here. Tarek is kind of looking for a flanker Rooney here. They do not see him. He's able to land a stun here, but I don't know if one's going to be able to follow up. They're going to try. The Swain's going to flash ghost in with the ulti and a full team fight to break it up. They are able to catch out the Graves and bring him down. And Leona's kind of getting caught out here while Vex is going crazy on the back line. They are able to, they allow a TP's in, is able to do a ton of damage with the ulti. It takes down Tarek, and they're trying to bring down these tanky champions on DGP, but they're having a bit of a hard time. They do take down Leona. The Vex is forced to run for her life with the Karma. The Karma Flash is right into the Vex Q and goes down. And it is 3-1 left here. They allow 2-1 left here. Not sure what Vex died to, but they should be able to finish off with Alawi. Yes. So fantastic engaged playmaking there by Tarek on the flank, and then the Swain flash ghosting in. They could have maybe gone for the end. It would have been, nah, probably not. They're going to go ahead and try to go for this Elder instead. Although I'm not sure how fast their Elder take is with just the two of them here. But well done. Well played by Team One Less there. Swain using basically everything he had to make sure that play worked out, and it worked out it did. Although he still has no Zanyas. I guess he's finally building it. I assume that's what this cloth armor's for, but I guess he decided he'd just rather be tankier. And yeah, they're not going to be able to do this fast enough before this Graves gets here, so now they're going to have to try to catch him, I think. Yeah, they have to go for this Graves. They can't, yeah. The Graves has to flash over the wall. He didn't quite have his jump ready. Basically, they're just trying to stall this Elder long enough for Kovacs to get here, or catch out the Graves, but they're taking a lot of damage from it. Elder does do pretty considerable damage, and it does reset, which is good for DGP. They're a little bit faster on getting to it here. Although, One Less does obviously have all their crew on still. Swain is able to catch out the Leon on the side here. Both teams, DGP's a little bit split here with Leon on the side. I think she should try to rejoin her team here. They do have the advantage of the mid lane pushing in. They are going to end up taking this inhib if it's left undisturbed for too long. And yeah, both teams look a little afraid to try to make a game-losing play here, so they're both just kind of pushing. I hate this, Vix. Don't. No, Vix, don't. Do not go top or do not go mid, bro. Oh my god, I just lost a game like this. No, Vix. He's going to try to pressure the end here while letting his team zone. Stolen them off the dragon, and... Sorry, hold on. 44 minutes in. Okay, let me back up just a second here. So, I'm lamenting the Vex pushing mid here and showing, because he's showing he doesn't have TP, he doesn't have it. So he's showing DGP that one less is stuck here in a 4v5 right now. And DGP needs to take advantage of this. They need to either move in on this Elder and start it and force it, or they need to engage on one less here, and they don't do either. And it gives enough time for the Vex to kill the inhib and then start roaming her way back down as well. I think it was a macro mistake by Vex to go mid there and leave her team alone in that 45 in that position, but I also think DGP really hesitated when they see that and didn't push it. And yeah, I mean, the Vex are going to turn right back around and going back to mid because DGP is hesitating so hard. He says, hell with it, I'll end the game if you don't try to stop me. And yeah, I mean, they're all the Hui does back. Can he survive the Vex on his own, though? He does have Banshee, so he should be okay. So we got a 4v4 back here, but that does leave Vex in the position to rotate first of this play, although Hui does have TP if necessary. Looks like the Elder has been started. Yeah, both teams just trying to jockey position. Looks like one is trying to push them off here. Volibear's going in deep on the back line on the Leona. Vex is going to follow up, and they're all allowed to jump in the middle of the enemy team and take up the Terror Cult. He's doing a lot of damage, but the Terror Cult is able to absorb most of it. It looks like she is going to go down, although she is incredibly tanky. Oh my goodness. They're still focusing her. Allow is a busted champion. Ryan, please nerf. Oh my god, he's still going well. Vex is killing everybody on the side while this is happening. He does kill everybody. He does go down, but he kind of gets stuck in a 1v1 with the Graves, and then she goes down in return. And both teams have to end up abandoning the dragon here. But, oh my god. Swain and Volibear are able to finish off the Hui on the side, and then it looks like it was a 4-for-1 for Team 1 less. They're going to be able to just go into the base and end the game now. So, I think some very questionable macro both ways by both teams here, but one less does end up winning the team fight. And in the end, that's what matters. So yeah, GG. Very, very interesting game too. Very dominant early game. First 20 minutes again by one less. Managed to get the Dragon Soul this time around. But again, even more inexplicably, they managed to then lose their lead. But they had enough gas left in the tank to be able to win anyway. At the end there, I think the poor scaling of DGP finally caught up to them. 46 minutes, everyone's full build or close to it. No death cap for Hui, no death cap for Karma, death cap for Vex. I think stuff like that was the difference. I think, yes, even with the lead they threw, one still ended up outscaling, and that was enough for them to win that final team fight and then put DGP in a position where they were afraid to force the Elder while Vex was pushing mid. So well done to Team 1 Less to answer back and win game 2. They did it the hard way, but they did do it. And well done to them. 1-1 series between DGP and 1 Less. 2 45-minute games. I feel like I'm starting to lose my voice from having to commentate these long-ass games. But it's fun, but it's it's work, for sure. But it was fun to watch. It was fun to spectate and commentate over. Thank you for everyone who's still here and everyone who watched the stream. Fun series, very long series, lots of twists and turns. Lots of comebacks and throws and counter throws, but in the end, it went down 1-1. Pretty much the only fair way for it to go, I think. So, well played to both teams. Congrats on, well done on lasting through those incredibly long games. And thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.